Welcome to the Rain or Shine Sports Network. I'm Tom Cetera along with Robbie Cetera, broadcasting live from Aberdeen, Washington. And we are talking pro football. We have Pro Football Weekly. This is week 3 that we're going into. So to start with, we're going to recap week 2. So just to kind of tell you how our show's going so far, or what the format of the show is, I guess. We're going to recap the week 2. We'll get to our head-to-head records predicting the games, and then we'll a little bit about the fantasy football, the top 3 in each position. We'll have some rain or shine surprises. We'll explain that as we get there. And then we'll go through the matchups for the upcoming week and give you a prognostication of each game. And we're going to pick a little parlay of the week. We missed out last week. Robbie
because of someone.
Yeah, Robbie hit on his end. I was a half a point off, all right? Chicago
Not
game.
good enough.
I was given
Not
6
good
and
enough.
a half. Yeah, I guess not. And then we'll pick a rain or shine game each as well. And we'll, like I said, we'll explain those as we go. So, recapping week 2, just to kind of go through the scores real quick. And we talked about the Thursday night game last week before we picked. Buffalo beat Miami 31-10. New Orleans 44-19 over Dallas. Tampa Bay 20-16 over Detroit. Indianapolis loses to Green Bay 16-10. The Jets over Tennessee 24-17. The Vikings over the 49ers 23-17. Seahawks come out with a win in New England in overtime 23-20. The Commanders take down the New York Giants 21-18. Chargers over the Panthers 26-3. Cleveland beat Jacksonville 18-13. Las Vegas 26, Baltimore 23. The Rams 10, Arizona 41. Pittsburgh 13, Denver 6. Kansas City beat Cincinnati 26-25. That was Robbie's parlay game pick. Houston beats Chicago 19-13, and Atlanta takes down Philadelphia 22-21. So let's take a look first at our head-to-head record. So first week I was 11-5, Robbie was 13-3. This week I had losses to Robbie, and I had every game selected the same except for one. For some reason, he saw Arizona taking down the Rams.
I did.
I mean,
did.
What led you to that? I mean, I kind of laughed when you said it. I'm thinking, well, okay, there's my one pickup for the week.
Mainly it's because I needed to throw a hammer in the cogs and try and see if I can get ahead of you, and I did.
Yeah. So Robbie ended up.
What did you say?
What?
What'd you say last week? You said you were gonna
pick one up on you, pick a couple up on you.
Oh, how'd that go?
Then you picked the same ones as me, other than the
thing is, though, is that I did mine Monday night.
I think you looked at mine.
I've had this written down since Monday night. You want me to start date and timing it?
If you would, that'd be great. Yeah.
All right. Hey. Well, I did mine Monday night. Been doing it Monday night.
Let's take a look at what is our rain or shine surprises for the week. And what this is a team that the rain team will a team that did worse than expected, surprisingly worst, and the shine team will be the team that did better than expected. So what is your rain team from last week? Or right now, the rain team.
So it's got to be the Cowboys for me. How? You have this great team all over the place, and you just can't get the job done. It's kind of insane. I know they did better last week. No, they did better week 1 against who'd they play last week 1? I don't even remember. But either way, they did better than I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. You have a
Yeah,
franchise quarterback playing well, or
that's definitely one, and it wasn't even a close game. 44-19, they got beat by New Orleans. I thought though, for me, the rain team was San Francisco. I really didn't think Minnesota would beat them. I really didn't. I know McCaffrey was out, but I thought they would have enough easily to beat Minnesota. So Minnesota kind of surprised me. How about the Shine team for the week?
well, it makes sense. The Saints,
That's
like
exactly who I picked as well.
both of mine were the Saints and Cowboys. I Saints are 2-0.
Yeah,
Are they the
yeah.
real deal? Are they a contender now?
Well, that'll lead right into our power rankings. Let's go ahead and go with that, and then we'll talk about fantasy football for a moment anyway. So the rain teams again. These are the teams that not doing so well. We are numbering them from 30 to 32, ranked 30 to 32 in the league. Who is your number 30 team? The third worst team in the league.
Well, that'll be Denver for me. They just haven't shown any uh, flashes at all. So I'm like,
Yeah, and I actually picked Tennessee in this. I mean, Will Levis has not had a good couple of first games, a couple of really, really, really bad plays. Um, but I expected more out of them this year. And right now, I look at all the 1-1 teams and the 0-2 teams and everything else, and I still think they're 0-2. I still think they stick out a little bit. I have them in that number 30 spot. How about you for 31?
I got the Giants there. Same. It's the same thing. I mean, the run game's a little bit is starting to pick up, but even though they just didn't they who they play? I don't even remember who they played, but it was a close game, so that's something. So they're starting to pick up steam, but
So you had the Giants in 31, and I have Carolina in 31, and I have the Giants in 32. Um,
I have the Giants 31 and Panthers 32. So
yeah, yeah. So pretty similar that way. How about the Shine teams? Who was the third best team? I've shook them up this week compared to last week.
I
Who's the
didn't.
third best
One of
team?
them in there's new. The Saints. I think they're proving
That's
themselves starting
that's
to
who I
anyway.
have
That's
as well. I have them in the number 3 position. They've impressed me. They really have. When you go into Dallas and you do what you did to them, it's pretty impressive. So who's number 2 for you?
it's Kansas City for me.
Kansas City at 2. Okay, I have Buffalo at 2 this week. And how about number 1 then?
That's Buffalo.
Okay.
They ran all over Miami, like
They did.
literally ran all over them.
Yep. Yep.
So it's
I,
hard to say that they're not one of the best top 3 in football right now.
Yeah, I just still can't move Kansas City out of that spot until somebody beats them or until somebody shows that that they can handle them.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, speaking of fantasy now, how about the top 3 performers at each position? Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I don't think we did tight ends last week, did we?
We did, yes.
Yeah, we did. So those 4 anyway. Quarterbacks.
All right. Number 1's Kyler Murray, kind of out of nowhere. Kyler Murray with 34.54. He was 5 for 59 on the ground while adding passing 21 times, completing 17 of them for 266 and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So that's a pretty good game for him. Now at the second spot, it's a tie. They have the exact number of points as each other. Jalen Hurts and Derek Carr. Jalen Hurts went 13 of 85 on the ground for a touchdown, but also passed 30 times, completing 23 of those passes for 183 yards, throwing a touchdown and an interception. And Derek Carr had a rush for 1 yard and a touchdown. And he went 11 of 16 for 243, 2 touchdowns, and an interception as well. Now, this one really kind of threw me off given who they were playing against, but Sam Darnold finished third, 24.92 points, 5 rushes, 32 yards. He went 17 for 26, and 268, 2 touchdowns, and an interception as well there. It's
Yeah. No,
uh,
he had a game. It's good to see though. It really is. Minnesota kind of got hurt with McCarthy going out and stuff, so it's nice to see that there's a veteran quarterback coming in, and he had some flashes of some good games in the past, but looks like he might have found a home for right now anyway, in that
temporarily,
position.
yep.
How the running backs?
Well, this one's no surprise. I kept hearing his name all throughout the day when watching Red Zone. Alvin Kamara. He had 44 points. He rushed 20 times, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then in the passing game, he caught 2 passes, 65 yards, and another touchdown. One of those catches was a 57-yard touchdown.
Wow.
So big game from him.
Yeah.
Number 2 was Devon Achane with 29.5. He ran 22 times for 96 yards, did not score a touchdown on the ground, but he made up for it in the passing game. He caught 7 for 69 yards and a touchdown. So, and apparently it was the 2 and 3 I have are both from that Miami Buffalo games. James Cook was the third one with 28.5. Rushed 11 times, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns, and also caught 1 pass for 17 yards and a touchdown. That was the game of running backs in that one.
Yeah, absolutely. How about wide receivers?
Oh, this one's it goes with who was the top scorer for quarterbacks. Marvin Harrison, four catches, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had 29 points. This one's surprising. Will we see more of this one? Number 2 was DK Metcalf. He had 28.9, 10 catches, 129 yards, and a touchdown. We need to see more of that. And then number 3 was another rookie, Malik Neighbors, 28.7, so pretty close to Metcalf. All of the 3 receivers are within 0.1 and 0.3 of each other for points. Neighbors had 10 catches, 157 yards, and a touchdown as well.
Cool. It's nice to see Metcalf getting off like that. If you go back to week 1, we did kind of our rankings, and I had him in the top 10 of football. Well, within the top 10, I guess, because I didn't truly have a 10. But all right, how about the tight ends? I know frickin' Kelsey was nowhere to be found. Sorry.
I mean, he was
2.2.
playing.
Yeah, he played.
We got Hunter Henry for the Patriots with 26.4. He had 8 catches, 109 yards. Then we move on to Brock Bowers, 25.8. He had 9 catches for 98 yards. And then this one surprises me a little bit, but he will have his days. George Kittle, 25.5, got 7 catches, 76 yards, and a touchdown there as well.
Yeah, Kittle is a good one for sure. There's no 2 ways about it. So.
Especially now, losing Debo for a few weeks, he might step up a little bit.
With the way the games went this last week, this was the perfect weekend of any given Sunday. I mean, you look at teams and say, no, there's no way that's not going to happen, and then you see like the
Saints beating Dallas.
score.
What?
Yeah. Tampa Bay beating Detroit. I mean, to me, that was a surprise. I thought Malik Willis for Green Bay actually did a pretty solid job against Indianapolis. I didn't expect that. He hasn't really had a chance to do a whole lot. The Raiders beating Baltimore. Baltimore's 2-0. Or I mean 0-2. The Bengals are 0-2. And then you got Pittsburgh 2-0. So let's go on to week number 3 now, and we'll talk about these games, and we'll give our predictions for them. Rock solid ones that I can catch up this week with. I'm sure.
You said that last week.
Be the thing. I said it last week, but this week's different. This is a different week. All right.
It is week 3.
First one I wanted to take a look at, a really, really barn burner. The Giants against the Browns at Cleveland. Who you got in this one?
I got the Browns in this one.
I do too. I think.
Here we go.
Yeah, much like me with Kansas City at number 1. The Giants have to show me something to get out of number 32 as well. So
Hmm.
they're there until they've proven otherwise. So how about Green Bay at Tennessee? This actually could be a pretty good game.
I went back and forth on this one for a few minutes, but I have the Titans winning this one.
I actually picked Green Bay.
There we go.
Yeah, I
That
don't
could
know.
be the decider
We'll
right there.
we'll see what happens, but I have Green Bay on that one. All right, Chicago at Indianapolis. Indianapolis 0-2, Chicago 1-1. Who you
I got the
got?
Bears, and it's going to be a close game.
I actually have Indianapolis. They're going to get on the win column now. I think the Bears are moving in the right direction. Did you see the exchange between C.J. Stroud and Caleb at the end of the game?
I did not know.
Stroud kind of wanted to talk with him and, hey, just try not to take those hits that you're taking. And he started to pull away, and he kind of pulled back again and talked to him some more. And so all the analysts were making a big deal over that of the second year guy giving the rookie some advice or whatever. So, all right. How about Houston at Minnesota? I'll say mine first, so that way it's not looking like I'm just picking what you say. So on this one, I got Houston over Minnesota.
I have Houston as well.
All right. Philadelphia at New Orleans. I got New Orleans.
I got the Eagles winning that one.
Okay. All right. That's good. There's two I'll be able to pick up. How about the L.A. Chargers at Pittsburgh?
I got the Chargers winning that one.
I do too. I don't think Pittsburgh has enough. I think they've been fortunate with who they've played to start with, and this is the year their end of their season is brutal. So they do need to win some of these first games to be able to be into it. So, yes, I have the Chargers as well. How about Denver at Tampa Bay?
I have Tampa Bay winning that one.
I do too. I know Denver being 0-2. And again, a lot of these things, again, any given Sunday, something will happen. But I got Tampa Bay in that one as well. Baker's just doing too good of a job. Denver's still a ways away. Bo will get there. But Carolina at Las Vegas.
So I am sensing a turnaround here. I have Carolina winning this game.
Oh, Andy
I
Dalton's
think
going to
Andy
come
Dalton
in.
is going to do what Bryce Young couldn't.
Wow. Okay.
I
All
I,
right.
I like Bryce Young, just
I
needs
do
to not be
too.
a starter right away. He needed to stay behind someone for 2 or 3 years and learn rather than
Yeah.
the Aaron Donald or not Aaron Donald, Aaron Rodgers effect. How he was behind or Jordan Love was behind him and he played great. He just needed to have that, but they just threw him in there right away, and it's not paying off. So
Yeah, no, it really hasn't. And again, I'm hoping that he can still have a very successful career. So, all right, how about Miami at Seattle? Within a week, this game takes a little bit of a turn.
so this is kind of where I'm at. If they start Kyler Thompson, Seattle wins. If they start Tyler Huntley, they lose.
That's just you wanting him to do well because you picked him up for fantasy football. That's the
No,
only
I literally
reason
I had
you
that before I
said
even
that.
wrote it down. I have it right here. But
I
I
got the
have
Hawks
Miami.
as well.
I got Miami winning this one though.
Back a few months ago, we
So
did some projections on the season and everything, but hey, I'm sold on McDonald's defense here, so I'm behind this here. So I got the Hawks winning this one. Baltimore at Dallas. This is a big game, really. Baltimore's got to get off the schneid and get into the win column.
I have the Cowboys figuring something out and winning.
Okay, boy, we're gonna have a few different ones, so that's good. That's good. How about San Francisco at the Rams?
Got the 49ers winning that one.
I do as well. Rams with Cup hurt now and Nakua out, and who knows what else is going to go on. Detroit at Arizona. This could be a sneaky one.
Yeah. I got the Lions taking this one though.
I do as well. Lions are favored by 3. Kansas City at Atlanta. You want to take Atlanta, I can
I
tell.
do, but I wrote Kansas City. I
Yeah,
want to take Atlanta because they showed what they can do last week against Philly. So
yeah, that they did. That was a horrible finish for Philadelphia, though. That
yeah,
was absolutely horrible.
why decline a penalty?
Well, yeah. So
Why?
everybody talks about the call on third down with Saquon. Yes, he dropped the ball. Yes, he should have caught the ball. If you talk to him, he would say, "Yes, I should catch that ball." Um, but I look back to that 3rd and 1 on I think it was like the 11-yard line, and they jumped off sides. And I understand they wanted to save clock. Well, it's going to move to a first down, and they declined the penalty. Why not take that 5 yards? It's first down. Knowing what you know now, you probably do. Now it's first and goal rather than anyway. I just couldn't believe that. I'm just thinking, why did they decline it? I mean, I don't know. There must be something more to it than I just don't know. And I know it's a timing thing and everything else, but you can't fault that last play call. It was there. It was open. Saquon just didn't catch the ball,
He
and
did say feels like he let his teammates down with that
yeah,
one. So
yeah, yeah. But I mean, they did play a little bit better, so that was good to see. But all right, Jacksonville at Buffalo.
I got the Bills winning that one.
I would think so as well. I don't, Jacksonville just kind of surprising. I thought they'd be a little bit more competitive, and they've kind of dropped off a little bit. So hopefully they can pick it up as well. And on Monday night, wasn't there 2 games? There is 2 games.
That's the Bills and
Oh, that's
Jags.
right. The Bills Jags is the one. The second one is Washington at Cincinnati. Does Cincinnati finally get into the win column?
Yes, I think they did enough messing around. Now they're gonna put the pedal to the metal and have it run into the season.
I didn't realize that several years in a row they've started 0-2. You
Hmm.
know, um, Burrow's a better quarterback than that, so it's gotta go. So let's pick the rain or shine games for the weekend. So the rain game would be one that's just like, you know what, that's tough to watch. I'm just not going to be able to watch that. And the shine game is one that you're like, oh, I gotta see that one. So how about your rain game? What do you think?
Well, I'm not even gonna beat around Panthers and Titans or Packers and Titans. Man,
I had that down as my rain game, and I thought, you know what, the Giants and Browns is just as bad, if not worse.
yeah.
I, so yeah, those two were the ones as well that I kind of looked at as well. How about the shine game?
I got the Lions and Cardinals. I think this could be a pretty explosive game if Kyler Murray plays the way he did last week and the Lions are firing on all cylinders. I think it could be a pretty fun game to watch. So
That's interesting. That's interesting. I actually figured it was Philadelphia and New Orleans. Again, I'm impressed with New Orleans, and that's something that we'll see if Derek Carr can keep it up. I'm pretty happy with what he's done so far. So he's on my fantasy team, obviously. So those are the things that we're looking at. Speaking of fantasy, we have a little matchup going on this weekend, Robbie and I, in our sleeper fantasy league. I don't know if all of you have been around sleeper leagues or not. This is the first time we've done it. This is our second year at it, and I like it. It's pretty cool keeping the same team and then just drafting the
dynasty
rookies
leagues,
or the dynasty league. What did I say? Keeper,
sleeper.
sleeper. Yeah. Well, it is a sleeper league, but
Hmm.
yeah, dynasty league. But it's cool to save the same team and same players and just be drafting the rookies and lots of trades to be had, and I don't make them. I just kind of sit back and play the team that I have and draft the guys that I have, and
Then get mad when they don't
and
do
then and
well.
and, and then lose in the end. So, but we are very close on this one. The projections, which mean absolutely freaking nothing, say that it's going to be a really close game. So I wouldn't be surprised if it yeah, I hope it's close. I see I don't get to watch them anymore. I'm not around TV on Sundays anymore.
You
I'm
could.
working that day, so it's
You got
it's
time.
Okay, last part. This is the betting part of the show, all right? So, and again, the disclaimer that I have to use is please use all of this for entertainment purposes only. If you make the bet that we're talking about, if
Just do it on his. Don't put money on his. Put money on mine.
if you bet on the games that we tell you and you win, then by God, that's great for listening to us. But if we lose, nah, not our fault. You're pretty silly to take our advice in this stuff. So
Our advice, my advice hit.
rock solid, rock solid.
I want to know basically on bets right now.
All right, all right. So what do you got this week, there, Guru?
I got Baltimore and Dallas going over their points total. 48 point. Oh, they
What
changed
do you
it.
got?
I got 48.5.
Okay.
So I wrote
Okay.
this down Monday night. So
All right, yeah, 47.5 is what I have as of today, anyway. Um, in one of the things that I look at. Obviously, in the state of Washington, gambling's not legal unless you go to the casinos, and we haven't been to casinos, so we wouldn't do those things. I have listen to this one. I have the Chargers, the road underdog, getting 2.5 points against Pittsburgh.
so I'm gonna write down that I'm 2-0 already.
That is a lock. Unless you lose.
You lose.
So, one last thing. Let's just talk injuries for a moment. What in the heck is going on? Of course, we have Tua. And we have Cooper. And we have Puka. And we have
Isaiah Pacheco,
Pacheco.
Deebo Samuel. A lot of not good.
Jordan Love. JJ was early, but you look at it, so many injuries right now. And again, this is about attrition in a lot of cases and who's going to be standing at the end. Just seems to be a whole lot of injuries again. A lot of times you point fingers at it. Is that because they don't have the preseason that they used to? Yeah, I don't know. A lot of these guys don't play in these games, but yeah, it's just sad to have games come up there. You're like, oh wow, here it is, and then it's like, oh, people aren't playing. So, all right. Well, I guess after this week, I'll be ahead on standings and in fantasy football as well. We'll report back on that next week. For this week, what he's got?
What's your record right now?
2-0.
No. On the standings.
I am 18-13. You're 21-10. All right.
Okay.
So 3 games down. 3 games down. There's
and I'll be 3 more games up.
I can take over a couple right here. I'll probably be 1 down. I'll probably pick up 2 and be just 1 down going into week 4. So, from Aberdeen, Washington, Pro Football Weekly preview week number 3. We're signing off. I'm Tom Cetera. That's the executive director, Robbie Cetera, the one that doesn't. Oh, he's probably going to be pouting actually next week when he loses at fantasy football, but that's okay. All right. Have a great weekend. Enjoy some football. And
I'm averaging more points than you.
Go Hawks.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.